everything, the things are going so badly that I'm switching my internet. So I just switched it to a 2G instead of a 5G. 5G is weaker than my 2G apparently, according to my thing. So yeah, switch to 2G. So hopefully it's like the fastest and strongest, best internet I have at the moment.
Emerge, right here, right now.
Settle down.
Animal test 6308.
Silence.
Stand clear. Emerge.
Bow your head. Order guide you.
Right here. Emerge. Right here.
The tides beckon.
Animal test 6308. Animal hyper... I'm always watching. Emerge. Right now.
You got.
Emerge. Right here. Right now.
Settle down. Come again.
Absorption test.
Job. Silence.
Right here. Emerge. Right now.
What's it done? Settle down.
That's happy to oblige.
Pay your dues.
Emerge. Right now.
Where do you think you're...
Be sanctified.
Law of the jungle!
Nothing lasts forever.
Bow your head.
Right here. Emerge. Right now.
Lucky
Stand clear. Enhanced animal modules.
This is order.
Following order.
Settle down.
No more tricks
Right
up
here.
your sleeve!
Emerge. Right now.
Where do you think you're... No
Absorption
more
test.
tricks up your sleeve!
Order guide you.
Finally, the target back.
The tides beckon. Silence!
Emerge, right now. I'm always watching. Stand clear.
I will have order.
Rector would
Crumble!
raise a
Animal
storm!
hyperstinct simulation.
Where do you think you're going?
Settle down!
Emerge. Right here.
No.
Get down, soldiers. AC-30 been knocked down. We got my we want that, and we also want
I'm ready!
And voila!
Rise! Cheap tricks!
Let's light it up!
Boom boom.
That won't work.
Step right up.
Take this! Cut down. Let me try my best. This isn't over! I've got the upper hand.
And voila!
This battle.
Bro, I thought my thing wasn't working until I realized I was accidentally pressing the up arrow, which was winning. I was like, oh my god. Alright. Actually, no. Alright.
Adventure!
Order guide you. Don't get lost.
Let's go.
Flash force! You can't run! Well, neither can I. That'll that. Preserve. Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun. I see. This kept right. It's no problem.
Disappear!
It's time for a flash freeze. Frozen
And voila!
Crumble!
Motion to compel.
Flash Frost! Disgusting. I will have order.
Hip!
Incinerate!
Step right up! And voila!
Order guide you. Quake!
Step right up! Let's get this show on the road! And voila!
Crumble!
Now disappear! And voila!
Time for your arraignment. Motion to compel.
Here comes the finale!
I will have order.
Huh? Everybody stand back! Boom!
Step right up! A round of applause!
This is order.
Let's light it up! Teamwork is... Breath of the flame!
And voila! Let's get this show on the road!
Let's go. Bro, that was so good. No 60 primo gems. For the 120 I just got free. I need to level up my Fang. I'm talking
Add
to the wrong
astra.
person.
Thank you for Add astra.
There'll be an extra few.
Alright, time to go to do the... I should definitely be spinning them keys. Alright. Alright, or is the next level up? I have to go back to Mondstadt. And then we have to go to the one right here. And then we have to do... to ascend. The only reason why I'm doing this is just so I can get Easter emo. I think that's what it's called. Emo. I don't know. C6 because I need to be 47 to get that. And I'm almost there. Got fire support. My characters are not like that under level. They're like extremely over level, I could say. Also heard that they updated the thing. Yeah, this is updated for sure. Am I supposed to spawn here? Because, buddy, I do not remember coming here in peace. What the? Let's just skip all that crap and go to the main part, I suppose. What the? 20 seconds.
You're toast! I'm going in!
With the wind!
Adventure! Let's light it up! Out of the frying pan! Teamwork is dreamwork! Nice and spicy! Hey-ya! Out of the frying pan! Boba, get them! Let's light it up!
Nah, they're too high for me. Here's the thing with level 60. It was like doable. It was extremely doable. Like the enemies had a lot less health, they had less damage, everything. But now these enemies were doing like they're on steroids. Pretty much like level 60 character ones, but it's on steroids.
Let the
And it's impossible to do this without like the proper equipment. And my equipment is way too under level. Alright, we'll figure something out eventually. Got to unlock the next quest, which is to do. I have to do Lenny too. So Lenny, Nilette, and Furina. Let's go.
I'll protect us.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
I'll think about it.
Loser.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, Catherine, it's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps? You know we're worth it. For quality work and speedy results, choose Paimon in the
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding.
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues, and is but the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties.
That does sound like a tricky...
That's right. Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays tend to create all sorts of new problems.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him figure out another solution. Maybe there's something he hasn't thought of.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder, he looks like he just ate a sour lemon. Paimon approves! Let's go! Hello there! Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two! Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already. But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer... If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be so... That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur enthusiasts. All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now...
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? Yeah, this is supposed to be our final show together as a troupe. One last show. And after that, we go our separate ways. So we were really hoping to end on a high note. Nobody wants things to just... fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it. Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood, and unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform. The show just won't be the same without her. But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. Let's see if we can come up with any ideas. What if we sponsored the show?
Please, there's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor, and I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who? That's how you know we're the best apart. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical...
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous. Her! You're...
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular. But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Furina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur Well, yes. Fair enough. I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Furina star in our show. I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be delighted too. I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her one day. Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested. She might consider this opportunity beneath her.
No point in stressing about that. We'll only know if we ask her. And besides, things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
Thank you for your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Wait, where does Furina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but she's, moved out, right?
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Woo! When did you get here?
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. I thought I should be at the ready in case my assistance is needed. It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, now that we've got the address, we'll go find Furina. Back in a jiffy.
And a jiffy. Yay.
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here? Not that there's anything wrong with this place, it's just,
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Oh, what? Why does she sound so different?
Okay, when did popping out of thin air become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags. I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food, but now I'm finding that's not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity! It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre focilor or blubber profiterole.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but... Anyway, what are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace. Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around...
Sorry! We're sorry! Please don't be mad! Yeah, exactly! With the travel... Hang on a sec, you aren't exactly holding back us!
That's not
Can I
important.
help? Well, maybe...
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help!
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then... Fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now. So tell me, what I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine. But given the present circumstances...
How come? It sounds...
True, but I have made a decision. Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me. Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new...
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part.
Whether it's a one-off or not, if I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself. Which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare. Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Nope.
Short and to the point, okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me. Since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I drew a line in the sand.
Well, is there anything?
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up... Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really.
It's all right, Furina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, yeah, I guess that's all we can do now.
Toodaloo to you, too. I'm going home to take a rest now.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now. Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
And that gives you the right to make a decision?
Shortly after you left, the troop's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for—
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding.
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well, you see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the music—
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then. Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Furina—
Only joking, calm down. So, guess we can consider— Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas.
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this—
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly. I'll definitely be able— I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. So, the last thing I want is to be left out. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission for—
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on. Sure.
What did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list.
I literally... Am I rizzing her up? I just did like a forced rizz to her. I literally just went on to her, took her hand.
Alright, I'm coming. No need to drag me. Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining. And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you?
Yes.
I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me. But in any case, it sounds like the issue—
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost—
There's no need to think like that. And I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all— If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. Everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, she was a victim in the serial disappearances case.
What?
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice. But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Furina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe. She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray. None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can. But despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart. It's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Oh.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show...
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well, good thing I followed the Traveler here. I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. But I can, however, provide some artistic, but only if you feel...
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though.
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epiclese, is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them? An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before, and so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
Huh. Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine.
What?
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Furina's performances, as of course we all are. All right, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse the size. It's a little on the smaller side.
Can't be that small. Yeah, so it wasn't the PlayStation Network or anything. No, it was just the Wi-Fi.
Let the show be...
There's no point worrying about the future. Que sera, sera.
Lady Furina?
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello, all. Allow me to explain. As of today, these two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you were saying the Little Oceanid?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Got phone call and she ain't telling me crap. Well, I don't care.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you the protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family. She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and the other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to make of that.
Huh. Although, now that we have Miss Furina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1. Let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson? Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show. So, allons-y. To Poisson!
Let's...
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me.
You came all the way here?
Alright. Forget that for now.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay?
Okay then. Looking forward...
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to...
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take... Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
How are things in Poisson now?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm... sorry.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, and if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience, which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe. To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Furina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Nav.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Ros. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have. I'm so grateful that Miss Nafia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But...
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
yeah. I'd be lying if I... Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand, and yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had... I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
What do you mean by that? You expected me to just keep running and hiding from my responsibility forever?
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there. I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing...
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear. And I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst-case scenario. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Reward? I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just...
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same. I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands. All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure! Okay, let's head back and check it out.
AC30 above, get down.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips. You know.
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch.
Oh no. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into...
Me? I'm an Oceanid.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Sorry.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines, too. Like, if you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy.
The Q got so fat that the costume doesn't even fit him no more. Damn.
She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out, I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had it was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage. The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore.
Let me guess.
Yeah, for the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's some...
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your truth.
Same here!
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid. Plants and flowers are withering. And the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean...
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the great...
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice...
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love. One that extended to all of humanity.
There's actually something else that You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, what about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out?
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death. On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the...
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by some...
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned...
Vilma? The one...
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Because... Well, speaking of the play being true to life...
What?
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets. I did tell her how I felt once. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she'd never considered us as potential romantic partner. Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her, I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's... Well, maybe then she... And now... So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly.
In that case, You have to straighten things out with Vilmont once and for all. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything.
Well, if that's where we're at...
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y!
It's pretty much 3 hours, yeah.
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
Damn. Because it's all the century.
Ugh, as if this journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour. Wait, why are you all looking?
We're just curious, that's all. I don't
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. Miss Furina said so herself.
Seriously! And I'm not even the Hydro Archon. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress, more.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Furina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Fully. I ain't dealing with your crap.
Ah, the frying pan.
Yeah, yeah.
There, take that.
Blade.
Oh goddamn it, bro. Okay.
Boba, get them.
Wind blade.
Nice and spicy.
certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Let the show be.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady...
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now...
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you? I care just as much as everyone else about... If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us.
Vilma, avoiding the truth will... Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had...
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vilma. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. But now, I've made up my mind to... The little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, we took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but... So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot. The drink in question was synth.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything, but she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, the merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue, but things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything. Yeah, I got Aurelie killed.
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie... What do you mean? You were afraid? This was a life in... How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him!
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show!
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe. I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back in my life. So I...
Get out of my sight! Go!
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute...
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story.
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, but you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You cared... What are you laughing at?
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you.
Really? But she sounded like...
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed.
I'm truly sorry.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending.
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now. The end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
Okay.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the end.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
Let's do...
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
So, this is all O'Reilly left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too!
Let me take a look. Maybe the... Aha! It looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vacher's guilt.
Vacher took so many lives.
I guess O'Reilly must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators. Wait. Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this still what you want?
Isn't that the most important line?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to... I'm sure this is what the troupe would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration. Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
I got a Glock 19 in my backpack. Could have 3 shot. Pang, pang, pang. Hurry up.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face...
Even in the last moments of her life.
She did her best to protect as many... We know what choice her little Oceanid would have made now. Well, Vilmont, if we...
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance. To make this a show worthy of our... I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even...
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals, I've learned one important thing. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully... And aren't human emotions? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the...
Actually, before that, during the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. Besides, a role commemorating her...
Well, if you're sure...
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune...
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extra...
Whoa, wait.
No. That's never going to work. It's far too...
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think...
No.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
I have no problem with it.
Hurry up, you stupid Negro!
I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on, we'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. I know just where to find him.
His office. Wait, he's not in here or is he outside? Someone's in here, please. No. Hurry up, game.
Hey, look at that! Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
Damn.
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, Traveler in Paimon.
I would like to book the Opera Epic...
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the Little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage. I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performance.
Huh? Oh.
Yes. And this is the first time that
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to... In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding...
Why would...
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist, Cleo, are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminent. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audience...
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions. Nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of fine actors. This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot. I must admit, though, I'm a little envious.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, Nervalette.
You are very welcome.
I ain't walking. $18.30 down.
Good news, everyone. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur, we've had to fight every step of the way for this a touching story. Now, let's...
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time. Fiomali and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things.
Wow, you two...
Communication is vital to any good...
It's amazing. Even though Furina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fun.
Please feel free to give us any comments or
Hey, Loic, get over here.
This is hella funny. What's happening? Oh, ooh. Yes, sir. Hell yeah. The fighting crap. Paimon. Everyone's like fighting here. Oh no, what happened?
That cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
Oh, there's me in the background. Oh, I can't move or anything. Oh, look at it. We got Paimon, Traveler, and Furina. Oh, it's like it's not like on the line too, so it looks like I'm like floating on it, like I'm a little toy floating.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Oh, that's making me. What the hell was that?
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. If only.
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Why?
Hey, what's going on? Oh no, not again.
They've been getting less and less effective over time.
What? I thought they'd cure it.
I figured whatever it took.
How could you do this to yourself?
I'm sorry.
You...
Miss Furina?
Say no more. If you're sick, Loic, your character has no more.
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line.
Please take Delphi back to her place. From the sublime to the ridiculous.
Thank you, Miss Furina. I'm so sorry to put you.
Never mind. What's done is done. No one likes regrets. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so much.
I do not doubt your. What, in your opinion?
Bro, hurry up before we.
Heart, despite all.
Well said. I leave director.
What's happening? Ooh, everyone's getting so. Turn that damn light off. You can see like the dust and crap. Listen, come on, you're gonna be like these smoking drugs.
Is she here yet?
No.
Let's get here.
She's not coming!
You're wrong.
Ah.
She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies, et la cité elle nourrit, ainsi que toi, mon doux amour.
But what about your wish?
My wit.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Le grand amour ne suffit pas, seul un adieu fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie, douce et amère. Moi, je suis, serai toujours là, à voir le monde et sa beauté.
Some damn good musical. Wait, I'm sorry, what, a vision? Hydro vision. Ooh. Or is it disappearing? A vision in her hat. Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh no, she's still alive, thank God. But what about that vision though? Did she get that
Is
or
it just
no?
me? Or was that lady she hasn't been seen for a while now? And she just appears out of nowhere?
Well, no, she did.
Gotta say, though, her acting's...
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Hell yeah.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's just...
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed. Still, it felt good.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, so it was... She's back.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should...
All right, calm down. Don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want... After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that...
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis.
It's no big deal. What's the worst?
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so...
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Oh, that... I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it? I'll bet the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy?
Oh, let's go check.
Yes. Plus, if nothing else, we can...
Let's go. Alright, so I got my thing. I'm gonna buy. Wow. Damn. Oh, my finger popped.
Ah, you're back.
No one cares.
She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication.
How did the performance go?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic!
That's one. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end.
Don't worry about it. Like they told me, even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene,
Well, I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we?
Oh, don't you start.
Aw, you two clearly...
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop our...
So, any plans? After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your
No.
Yeah.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think...
You should do it.
Oh, so now you finally got your What about you, Miss Furina?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go. You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on. Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, but from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people. I want to watch them blossom and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered. I'm sure this is what captivated director O'Reilly.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true call. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what effect...
If a vision is a gift from the god, then I should do my best to honor it.
$50K gold, that's crazy. That's a lot of money. Oh my. At least my phones won't be drying up for a while. Yeah, but that's all I really wanted to do with you guys today. I hope you all have a good day and everything, and we're done for today's live stream.